Everyone, welcome and thank you so much for being here for the September SSPI WISE All Members meeting. WISE, of course, stands for Women in Space Engagement, and SSPI is the Space and Satellite Professionals International. We're very, very honored to have this conversation supported by Hughes, an EchoStar company. Hughes has underwritten a campaign called Signal to Soar, and the campaign is really talking about the genuine, meaningful benefit of satellite industry technologies to communities where connectivity makes all the difference for education. And so I'm very grateful that we're going to have an example, a live case study with somebody's going to help me say this correctly. Is it Nigeria? NIGCOMSAT? Is it NIGCOMSAT? Is that how you say that?
Oh, yes, pronounced correctly.
Thank you. Okay, so NIGCOMSAT, I'm very happy to have them here sharing with us a little bit about the work that they're doing with Connected Schools. And I want to especially thank Miss Ruth, uh, uh, Okoh, sorry, um, because she is just, first of all, a stellar go-getter who made this panel happen. Ruth is part of our STEM outreach working group here at SSPI WISE. And so I'm going to turn the floor over to her in just a minute. But while I have all the ladies here, I really want to encourage everyone. We have a number of leads for all of our working groups, and we have a number of working groups, and you can learn more about them on the SSPI WISE page, which I will post into the chats in a little while. But the thing is that leads are only leading if there are other people in the group, and so they need some other people to be in the group doing some of the work with them and being prepared to take on the role of leadership in the future. And so I want to encourage people to get involved with the working groups and lend your support and lend your thoughts and lend your ideas so that SSPI WISE can continue the very important work of making sure that women are actively engaged in this industry that we call space and satellite. And so with that, I want to invite Ruth onto the floor. I'm going to spotlight you, Ruth, so that you can introduce the panel.
Thank you so much, Tamara. It's always great to be here. Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today, even on short notice. I'm really grateful to our guest speakers for today, and I'm grateful to the entire management of NIGCOMSAT as well. I would like to thank especially Mr. Abiodun Atta. He's the Executive Director, Technical Services at NIGCOMSAT, and also the MD herself, Mike Faith. Without further ado, today the focus is on Nigeria, and we're honored to have these great leaders to come share insights on all the great work they've been doing in terms of satellite broadband and connecting schools and, influencing girls and all of that. So without taking much of our time, our first guest speaker for today in no particular order, even though I heard that she's the boss of the boss, you get me. A deputy general manager at NIGCOMSAT. She leads the NIGCOMSAT Accelerator program and Space Hacks Regional Hackathon. She actively promotes startups and loves to engage with women in tech. She's also active on LinkedIn and Medium, sharing insights on space tech innovations and startup ecosystem. Let's welcome the program coordinator, NIGCOMSAT, Mrs. Ifeoma Maureen Nzekwe. Let me see the hands emoji in the chat if you may. Welcome, Ma. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
On this short notice. You're highly welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, next we have our second speaker. She's my fave. I've worked with her in the past and she's so amazing. She's worked in the satellite sector for over 17 years. She holds a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering from the University of Ilorin, Nigeria, and executive MBA from the Metropolitan School of Business and Management in the UK, and a master's degree in data science from the University of East London. She was the pioneering nodal coordinator of women in aerospace Nigeria at NIGCOMSAT and a 2023 mentor at the UN Office of Outer Space Affairs Space for Women initiative. She's a G100 regional chair, space technology and innovation for Nigeria, and the current national coordinator for World Space Week Nigeria. She's also the project director of Shield Girls to Women Initiative, a non-profit organization that empowers and inspires young women and girls to become self-directed learners and independent thinkers. From the Satellite Control and Operations Department, NIGCOMSAT, we're pleased to welcome Engineer Florence Ibrahim. Thank you so much, Malcolm.
Thank you.
So great to have you. Now, introduce the third guest speaker. She began her career in the Satellite Control Department before moving to the Network Operations Department, gaining expertise across satellite operations and network management. In her current role, she designs and delivers innovative satellite-based connectivity solutions that support national development and enhance digital inclusion, particularly in education and public services. A graduate of chemical engineering, she's also served as the technical secretary for Women in Aerospace, NIGCOMSAT chapter, and an active volunteer with Shield Girls to Women initiative, where she advocates for girls' empowerment and encourages young women to pursue careers in STEM. Her passion lies at the intersection of technology and social impact, leveraging satellite communications to bridge connectivity gaps and advance learning opportunities in Nigeria. We're highly pleased to welcome the product and pre-sales engineer, NIGCOMSAT engineer Opeyemi Kareem. Welcome so much, Ma. Thank you ever so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Yeah, so we have our panel session. We're going to be starting with the boss of the boss herself. I hope I don't get to start calling you that, Mrs. Maureen. As the program coordinator, how do programs like the NIGCOMSAT Accelerator and Space Hacks encourage innovation, education, technology, especially for connecting schools?
Okay, so I'll just start with a brief introduction of myself. So I'm the program manager for the NIGCOMSAT Accelerator program, and I'm also the lead for the Space Hackathon. And my work focuses on connecting innovation, education, and satellite technology to build credible, practical solutions for schools and for communities across Nigeria. So your question is, how do programs like NIGCOMSAT, Accelerator, and Space Hacks actually help for connected schools? So we believe in innovation and in education. And we know that education starts really where connectivity meets with creativity. So many schools are getting online, but the next step is, how do we help them to use that connectivity for real impact? Our accelerator actually supports startups building educational tools. So when you come into our accelerator and we find out that you're an edtech company and your focus is on schools, you become an interesting use case for us, because we really want to make sure that proper educational materials are provided for students online, especially in the rural area, where we're able to provide them with the connectivity so that you'll be able to test their product and then scale their products. And at the end of the day, it becomes a benefit for the students, the schools, and the community. So the goal is actually for us to move from ideas to repilots in schools. And so innovation doesn't really stay on paper. It actually transforms classrooms. So for our space hackathon, what we do with the space hackathon is actually to bring students, bring teachers and innovation together to design low-cost solutions that actually have impact in the communities. So these solutions, we usually will give them challenge areas that they pick from, and we usually will emphasize that they come up with solutions that they can really see within their community. So it's not like they're bringing or solving a problem that doesn't affect them, but they're solving problems that actually do affect them. And some of the challenge areas that we have is actually on education. So you see some of them building solutions that provide educational curriculums, especially for maybe bringing the awareness of satellite and what satellite can offer to their communities. And after that, they'll do a competition and we'll find we announce the winners, sorry. But what I've realized is that it is very impactful because we're actually bringing the communities together, bringing the students, motivating them to making sure that we continue to innovate using satellite technology. So by connecting schools and empowering local innovators, we turn connectivity into real learning outcomes for students. So that's really my last statement. Thank you.
That's super interesting. Thank you so much for mentioning that, Ma, because building educational tools is actually very important. In my opinion, is kind of like the first step to making them aware and interested actually in getting to know more. Thank you so much for that. And to you with our second question. You have an extensive experience in satellite control and operations. Can you kindly share what NIGCOMSAT is currently doing to expand broadband access for schools in rural and developing regions of Nigeria?
Okay, thank you very much, Ruth, for the kind introduction. It will interest you all to note that NIGCOMSAT is a crucial player in the Nigerian government's effort to expand broadband access. And we at NIGCOMSAT are actively pursuing this goal through several key strategies and initiatives. And I'll start with a flagship initiative, which is the Project 774. And the Project 774 is a major initiative by the Federal Ministry of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, in which NIGCOMSAT is a key player. And the project aims to provide broadband connectivity to all 774 local government areas across Nigeria. While the primary focus is on government offices, and this project is a strategic step toward expanding the digital infrastructure in these local areas, and which can then be leveraged to provide connectivity to communities and then, of course, the schools within these communities. We're also actively collaborating with mobile network operators and other telecom infrastructure companies to see how we can extend connectivity to hard-to-reach communities as well. And we want to see how we can deploy innovative solutions and to make internet access a reality in all of these underserved areas. And Maureen also mentioned about the accelerator program, where NIGCOMSAT partners with a lot of startups to see how they can be encouraged to provide innovations in various sectors, especially education as well. And then we also, sometimes last year, we also unveiled the educational technology solutions, which also leverages on the satellite broadband connectivity. And these solutions are designed to support digital libraries and then establish and also support digital literacy in schools, and also even helping our teachers to create content as well to enable the use of learning management systems. Besides this laudable initiatives. We have also been able to connect quite a number of communities across Nigeria. Which also includes schools, and they've also benefited from our digital services widely. NIGCOMSAT is leveraging its satellite assets to providing the foundational infrastructure for internet access in all of these underserved regions. By working with governments, private companies, and also directly implementing our targeted projects. We are very committed to ensuring that students and teachers in rural Nigeria have the digital tools they need to participate in the modern economy and even with their maybe urban counterparts, I will say. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was a brilliant one. And yeah, you hit the nail right on the head. The 774 project was a loud one last year, and I was so excited about it. Kudos to His Excellency Bosun Tijani. Yeah, Bosun Tijani. He's my favorite topic of discussion. Engineer Opeyemi, in your role designing satellite-based solutions, how services to meet, tailoring connectivity services to meet the unique needs of schools and teachers? Engineer Opeyemi.
Yes, I'm with you, Ruth. Thank you.
Okay.
As a product and process engineer in NIGCOMSAT, we design a tailor-based solution for each school. So we've worked with a lot of people. We've worked with government agencies. We've worked with NGOs. We've worked with state government. So, but one thing we do is that once they approach us, the first thing we have to do is to understand exactly what the school needs. Before we actually move forward to writing solution document or giving them tailor-based satellite solutions, we have to understand what is your vision? What are you trying to get? What are you trying to aim at? What do you want to do? So that's the first thing we have to do. We have to have a sit down and a conversation with them so that we understand what they need. So after we might have gotten what they need, they will now sit down and design a tailored solution to the specific needs of each of the schools. So how do we do that? Oh, okay, let me give you an example. Like say, maybe we have a school that has maybe several arms of classes, but very few teachers. So they might be aiming for having classes at the same time in those different classes. Maybe there is just a teacher. So in that case, you can provide broadcast solution for them, in which case we'll be airing the same lecture in different classes at the same time, if that is what they're aiming at. Maybe if the school wants to like stream live lectures, maybe they want to stream videos, they want to upload their videos. In that case, they might want a broadband solution. So what I'm trying to explain is that we actually tailor their needs to this. Tailor the solutions to the school needs. So if it's a broadband solution, we go to the school after carrying out a site survey. We'll give them a visa. Then one thing we do is that we make sure that whatever solution we are giving to the schools will be affordable. It will be affordable and scalable. Affordable in the sense that we will not, because National is a revenue generating company. We will not, because we want to make money and now go ahead and profile them for a higher bandwidth when they do not need that. So we have to check what exactly do the school needs. Maybe they have just 50 students. Why do we now to profile them for a bandwidth that will serve 200 pupils? So we only tailor them to what they need. Then maybe we go to the rural, remote place like Madam Florence said. If they only have 50, we ask them, what do you want to achieve? Like I said initially, how many people are going to use the solution? How many people want to use the broadband? Then, we now give them the tailored solution. So that's just it. Then for the teachers, if they want to, we try as much as possible to connect them so that they can be in the same level with their counterparts in the maybe rural urban areas or outside in developed countries. So they can upgrade their skills. They can we facilitate online training if we need to, like maybe what they need is not what we can fully provide for them. We actually partner with third parties to ensure that we give them the specific needs. We help them to achieve their mission. That's just NIGCOMSAT is just there to just help them to achieve that.
That's great.
Thank you.
It's great to conserve our resources and national budget as well. Solutions to the exact demand of schools, and also building educational tools that would be beneficial in the future. I would like to put a word out there. The STEM outreach SSPI wise, we are currently building educational documents and products as well. So we'll be rolling that out as the months go by. So expect more of that. Mrs. Maureen, over to you. What role do startups and local innovators play in strengthening Nigeria's satellite-based educational ecosystem?
Thank you so much for that question. I think they play a very, very big role, very important role at that. Startups and local innovation, they bring the speed, they bring the creativity, they bring the context needed to solve local problems, local educational challenges better than anyone else. And what do we do as NIGCOMSAT? So we provide them with the connectivity, provide them with the mentorship, and provide them with pilot programs so that they will be able to test their solutions in real schools and then scale them nationwide. So our duty is actually when we like today, I was just having a discussion with one of our educational startups, Teachly. They are developing an educational app, and they wanted to test. They've not gotten to the testing stage, and so he was calling me to get the equipment and all that he needs to be able to test that product in his local community. And that was what that was the discussion I was having with him. So we really, part of the role of the NIGCOMSAT Accelerator is, apart from mentorship, and we provide them with the connectivity to be able to test this product in real schools. So they go to schools and set up and test those applications and use that to be able to know, okay, do we need to scale this, or do we need to improve a certain features of the application, or it will give them, they'll kind of know for sure what they need to improve to be able to scale that product. So NIGCOMSAT Accelerator is just there to provide them with that through, of course, the NIGCOMSAT broadband services. So that's really basically what we do. So when startups innovate with satellite technology, they help to create a future where every Nigerian child. So they create, so when our startups, we encourage them to use satellite technology, because we know that sometimes some telecommunications company may not want to go to the rural area. And so that gives a Nigerian child growing in the local community a reason to be able to access quality education, even though they may not have enough in the schools. But with these educational apps, they're able to still access quality education. And really, that's what NIGCOMSAT Accelerator is doing. Thank you.
Right, that's super interesting. NIGCOMSAT is really doing a whole lot in supporting youths and, just empowering young women, young men, and everyone that they can across the globe. Thank you so much, Ma. I appreciate that. Engineer Florence, this is an interesting one. I've always wanted to know more about Shield to Girls. So as the project director and a mentor with initiatives like Space for Women, how do you see satellite connectivity creating opportunity for young girls in STEM and education at large?
Well, I'll say satellite connectivity is a very vital tool for creating opportunities for young girls in STEM and education. Because the truth is, satellite connectivity has really addressed the digital divide. And as I mentioned earlier on, when I talked about the strategies or initiatives NIGCOMSAT has in place, where we have collaborated with and the mobile network operators, where the fiber connectivity, where fiber optic cable cannot reach, we have satellite connectivity addressing that digital divide, especially in underserved and remote communities. For a truth, I think, or for a fact, I'll say, satellite connectivity is a game changer because it has actually bypassed the traditional infrastructure barriers and bringing to internet where it's needed the most. Before, where you don't have fiber optics, it means no access to online resources or even virtual classrooms or digital mentoring programs. So satellite connectivity truly offers a very powerful solution by providing a reliable and expansive network from space. You all can agree with me that satellite connectivity delivers high-speed internet to schools, community centers, and even individual homes. And these days, we have girls having access to online courses, even digital libraries. In fact, even on their phones these days, they can have access to educational apps, which supplements or even replaces the traditional schooling. And girls these days also have access to maybe coding tutorials or even virtual science labs. Even as adults, even as women, even girls, we can go to YouTube these days and learn on skills that would also guide your career or even put you in the place of having or being guided even to taking up careers in STEM industry or the space sector. Another one will be remote mentorship because satellite connectivity these days has enabled virtual mentorship. I, for one, was privileged to be a mentor at the UNOSA Space for Women initiative in 2003. And I had mentees from all around the globe where they were exposed to maybe role models in the satellite sector or in the space sector, where we're able to provide invaluable insights to them and guiding them as well. So these days, satellite connectivity, it's really doing a lot and is also breaking down maybe harmful stereotypes. It's also, I think satellite connectivity, it's not just for education alone. These days, satellite connectivity also even empowers girls. It provides them with the skills they need to be able to do something great for themselves. These days, you can see girls going on social media, even having to sell maybe their wares or even learning skills that can change them and even empower them. You would also agree with me that aside from the educational role, satellite connectivity brings about this internet, brings about connectivity where girls can also get to showcase their talents, and then they're even being recognized from around the world by other mentors or people who want to engage with them and see that they can even expand or grow in whatever skills they're also already in. So I think satellite connectivity, the role of satellite connectivity, I can tell you cannot be overemphasized. So satellite connectivity really empowers girls by providing them with all the skills for economic participation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma. Engineer Ifeoma, next to you, as someone who's passionate about, and I can really see it in, I can feel the vibe, the way you express yourself, the way you explain, the technology in terms of like technicalities and all of that. Oh well, you're quite passionate about dissecting these technology and social impacts. What can you say, or what can you deduce from your experience on this particular endeavor that you can point out and say, okay, this is one thing that has worked and this is one thing that is spreading out, or should I say spinning off to, benefiting the entire communities as well, or local businesses?
You're asking about the impact of satellite broadband in community.
Yeah, the impact of broadband in community, and also share a bit of your perspective, like your personal passion for intersecting technology and social impact.
Okay, all right. So I'll start with once education once once you have education, once a community has education, once the community is educated, I would say it's open up to so many opportunities. Like, okay, as in once the okay, okay, let's start from Nigeria like this. No, initially for a while we've not really had that close relation, as in like knowing what is going on in the outside world. Not until we started using the internet, not until we started having opportunities, we started browsing and knowing what is going on in there. So it has opened us to so many opportunities. We have people that now do remote work. There's improvement in health and everything. So I would say the impact of satellite connectivity to building communities is not limited to education. It has expanded to health. In fact, like so many cases, let me start from the remote places. Like now, we have some remote places in Nigeria that they don't have access to, they don't have good roads, and maybe you have to cross so many rivers to get to them. So instead of them having just small minor ailments, instead of them traveling hours to get to doctors, why not just have like e-health, a remote access, speak with doctors where there are doctors, instead of them traveling to just cure maybe a headache or stomach ache or flu like that. So I would say satellite connectivity has brought us closer to the world.
Right.
Satellite connectivity has yes, it brought people closer to the world. We are closer than we used to be. We don't need to like wait for travel for 3-4 days to speak with a doctor. We don't need to travel like 3-4 days to like get basic amenities. So you can as well sit in your home, whether the remote place, whether urban centers, and have a conversation with experienced people. Also, in this digital age, you can sit in your house and work in Canada. You can sit in your house and have a remote work, and you get paid. Like in fact, in recent times, we started smart agriculture. You can sit in the comfort of your home and monitor your farms. We have probes that can be bored into the soil to determine the soil texture, the soil moisture. So with that you can look at, do I need to irrigate? Do I need to be at the farm? Is somebody coming to my farm? As in, you can backhaul contents, you can backhaul feeds from the farm to wherever you are. So I'll say the impact of satellite connectivity on communities is very, very huge. It's very immense. So we just need to like utilize all the all the benefits. In fact, recently, NIGCOMSAT has partnered with a lot of people building digital hubs. Because there are so many places that the basic mobile network operators cannot get there because of their remote views, because of the way they are terrains. So we partner with some of the we partner with people because we cannot really do everything. So we partner with startups like Madam Maureen just said. So we partner with them. We set up digital hubs. In there, people can go there, carry out their banking transactions. They can go there, write their CBT. We are already going digital now. WAEC is doing is on CBT. So they can have places to sit down, write their exams, speak with doctors, tell them what is going on without necessarily traveling days in fact, even now we are working with some government offices on connecting primary health care centers. Most primary health care centers does not have good doctors. They just have like doctors that come and go in few days. So we are connecting those primary centers through satellite connectivity so that people can walk into primary healthcare centers, then consult. Then we have consultants from teaching hospitals who now take consult with them where there is a nurse that will just be taking their vitals and relating whatever it is they have with the doctor. So I would say the satellite connectivity will harness all the benefits. Is really going to give us what we need. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for stating that. And NIGCOMSAT has been doing a whole lot and a great deal in terms of partnerships and getting connectivity to almost everywhere in Nigeria, and that's very commendable. Thank you so much to everybody at NIGCOMSAT. I can't say that enough. Our next question which will be our last question, and it's a general one. I'll be starting with you, Mrs. I love pronouncing your full name. This is Ifeoma, Maureen, and Nzekwe. If you could send one key message to a young girl or young lady that is aspiring to get into the space industry or the satellite industry, what would that message be? Just one message.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. I think I want every young child, every young girl listening to know that there is a place for you in the space industry. You don't have to be an astronaut or an engineer. The space industry needs storytellers. The space industry needs designers. They need coders. They need scientists. They need policymakers. They need problem solvers. So whatever your passion is, there's a role for you. And I want you to also dream big. And that will start with you joining a science club or a space club in your school. Enter into educational challenges that you have around, especially like things like space hackathon that NIGCOMSAT is initiating through our accelerator program. You can be part of it, especially when we go to your state or to your local areas. Please make sure you participate actively. And then seek for mentors. You have mentors like Florence, you have mentors like Opeyemi and Tamara, Ruth. I mean, mentors that will actually encourage you and to support you. And then finally, make sure you are in an educational community, a community that will encourage you to learn, because you can't stop learning if you really want to be there. And as you do all this, I can assure you that there will be an opportunity. And today, or any day, you just find yourself in that same space where we are today, and show where everyone is. And so, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That's very spot on. You can't stop learning. So the more you learn, the more you know, the more you find out that you do not know. So yeah. Engineer Florence, if you could send one key message to one young girl or one young woman that's interested in the space industry, what would that be?
Okay. One key message would be to any girl listening to me today is that your curiosity is your superpower. Never let anyone tell you that your dreams are too big or that the space sector is not for you. And another one is that they should get engaged by volunteering, as Maureen said, in space clubs, volunteering in their schools, volunteering just anywhere. I'm a huge fan of volunteering because volunteering has paved a lot of open doors for me. And it's something I'd like to tell every young girl out there, that they should just volunteer and get mentored, even by people they also see as their role models. And they can reach out to them because there are tools readily available these days where you could even just go send a message to someone you had desired to mentor you. Maybe places like LinkedIn, different social media platforms. And the sky is not your limit, it's just the beginning. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much, Ma. Engineer Opeyemi, one key message, one outstanding message to one young girl that you love the most in the whole wide world. What would you tell her? She wants to join the space industry. And Opeyemi, what would you advise me to do?
Yeah, okay, so I'll start with a saying that says, when you educate a girl, you educate the whole nation. So I would like the girl to know that educating the nation starts from you. You have to be daring. You have to dare to be bold. You have to dare. You have to aspire to want something for yourself. Once you want it, just know that it starts from you. Whether sorry, I don't know if I should just like I studied chemical engineering. I remember the first time I wanted to come into this, I was like, well, chemical engineering is mostly for oil and gas. What am I going to do there? I was like, why not just try it, see if you'll be employed, then go there and do your best. And I got there to interested today that presently I am writing satellite solution based documents.
Ooh.
So, and I did chemical engineering. How does it correlate? But I dare to try it. I dare to do so. Every young girl, once you have put your mind to it, it's easy. You can actually do it and do it better than the men counterpart. I don't know, that's not where we're going, but I just want them to put their mind to it and believe in themselves that you can do it. So once you believe in yourself that you can do it, and you know that once what you are doing is for it's for the betterment, I mean, it's for the better of the country, then you can do it. So that's just my own dream boldly. Thank you.
Absolutely amazing. Educates a girl, you educate a nation. Thank you so much. I don't know if we have questions in the chat. Before I hand over to Tamara, I'm just going to say a big thank you to our speakers on behalf of SSPI of SSPI STEM Outreach. We're super grateful for all your valuable insights today. Thank audience as well, and also to Hughes for supporting the Connected Schools campaign. One key takeaway for me is that connectivity is not just about satellite broadband and connecting everyone in Nigeria, giving them access to satellite services. Is also about creating opportunities for teachers, students, and entire communities, and that's exactly what NIGCOMSAT is doing. It's super amazing and inspiring to see women lead this mission. Thank you so much. And with that, we'll round up this session. Over to you, Tamara. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for this really wonderful panel. Ruth, again, thank you for pulling it together. I took some big messages. I heard us say that we should volunteer and know that space is for us. I heard us say that we should recognize that the sky is the beginning and not the end. And I also heard us say, dare to try. I love all of that. Thank you. We did have a question in the chats. There was a question here from Michelle. Michelle asked, how do you determine, I think, Opeyemi, I think this was for
Yes.
you. How do you
Yes,
determine what amount of bandwidth is needed per user? Is it estimated on the curriculum that the students will do, or how do you make that determination?
Okay, so the bandwidth that will be used per user is not really it's not easy to estimate, but it's just the first thing is to know what exactly do you want to use the bandwidth for. What do you want to be doing? Is it just to surf the net? Then no problem, you don't need much. But if you are going to stream videos, if you are going to upload videos, then the number of user, not really necessarily based on the curriculum, but based on what they will be using the bandwidth for. So there's a way we calculate, we carry out the link budget of whatever it is they want to do. So, but it depends on the number of users, then what they will be doing. Would they be working on at the same time? Would they be doing the same thing at the same time? Would they be streaming at the same time? Would they be uploading at the same time? If not, then we can give them maybe dedicated bandwidth, or there will be a pooled bandwidth, in which case that maybe while one person is not using, the other person can pool the bandwidth and use it for whatever. So it's not one size fits all. We just have to know what do they want to do. So it's not based on the curriculum, but based on the number of users and what they would be using the bandwidth for. So I don't know. It's not really like one Mbps by one person or 2 Mbps. It depends on the number of what they want to use it for. You can interest that 20 people might just not need more than 5 Mbps. If only what they are going to be doing is just to watch the internet, just like chats, just go on Google and search for something. You will not need up to 5 Mbps, but they are going to be streaming They might need as much as 30 Mbps. So depending on what they want to be using it for. So it's not limited, it's not one size fits all. So thank you. I hope I answered the question.
Yes, Michelle, yes, that answered. I'm going to read exactly what she said. She said, that answered my question and more. Number of simultaneous users and their activities is also a smart way to approach that. So thumbs up. I want to ask all of you this, and then we're really at the end. So I want to ask all of you this one question just to kind of round out the conversation a little bit. You connect the school, you get young people engaged through the use of technology. I really appreciate hearing about the space hackathons. And what impact does that have beyond the school? What impact does that have for the communities that surround the schools? And anybody can jump in and answer. I just am kind of curious as how you're seeing the impact of engagement with connecting schools to access uh, digital space.
I think I will, thank you for that question. I think I will just maybe throw a little bit light on with the Space Hackathon. From my own on-ground experience is that sometimes when we go to a certain school, we notice that when we're talking about when they're coming in at the first day, they are clueless about what space technology is all about. They don't even know. Some of them have not even heard. And then after a series of lectures, and then we'll go through design thinking, and then we'll show them the challenge areas, and then they pick the challenge areas and they start working on it. By the third day, so we usually the hackathon lasts 5 days. So by the third day, we are amazed how much they have learned within um when they started. When you look at them when they started, as in they don't even understand. Are you sure they are in their mind, they are still thinking, are you sure we can do this? Is it okay? Is it not okay? They are a little bit, but by the third day, you see them coming up with solutions and actually analyzing and telling you how space technology, whether they're using space data or whether they're using communication or any of the space technology, and they tell you how they're what the role of that technology is in terms of the solution that they come up with. And the beautiful thing about it is that they are talking from the community point of view because they are from that community and they are solving the problem within that community. I remember when we went to Adamawa State and Jigawa State, one of the northern states in Nigeria. What the government did for them was to actually integrate those solutions that they came up with. Some of them came up with flooding solutions to help monitor the floods in their community. Some of them created security solutions that will monitor the rate of crimes within their society, within their communities. And the impact that I see is actually providing employment opportunities, and then providing these young ones with a solution that they can be proud of, not just proud of, but that they are solving something that means a lot in their community. So that's very, very impactful. And then seeing the state actually taking it to another level by incorporating these solutions within their ministry, within the relevant ministries that these solutions are meant to be used for. So I think for me, that's really very, very impactful. And for me, I think it makes me really, really happy at the end of the day. As you're going back, you're happy that you've done something so impactful that, and then not just leaving them there. We try to incorporate some of those beautiful solutions for them, which continue to give them on ground support, and then expose them to relevant markets through our accelerator program. So you don't just die at ideation stage. You move those ideas, even if you're not, if the state is not adopting you, we move them into our accelerator program to further expose you to mentorship and to the relevant markets. So for me, that is really very impactful. And I can say that we have a lot of them who are already in our program and they are really taking it seriously. So thank you. That's what I was saying, my part.
I'm all out of time, but I have to say I'm thrilled to have ended on that note because when we talk about a better satellite world, we're trying to make sure that people get the message that this industry is impactful in the world and makes a difference in the world. And you are making that very direct. And I so appreciate that that is the work that you're doing. So thank you so much. And thank you all for being here. I will share. I was way back in 2007. I was in Nigeria. I visited NIGCOMSAT. And we started an SSPI Nigeria chapter. I don't know if I met any of you at the time, but anyway, I was there. It was kind of a whirlwind, and then I got sick the last few days that I was there, which was not fun. But I was there, and so it just makes me so full of joy to have you all here now representing the space industry of Nigeria and representing the space industry of Nigeria as women in that industry. It makes me so happy and so proud of the work that you are all doing. So even though I
Thank
have
you.
nothing to do with it, but I'm proud anyway. So thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you,
you very
Tamara.
much.
Absolutely. Ladies, thank you all for being here. Please, again, let's give a round of applause to our panelists and especially as well to
Ding, 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 ding.
Miss Ruth Okoh, who
Woohoo.
pulled this whole thing together very quickly. And I'm so grateful for her because this has been so enriching. So thank you again. We are out of time, but I put the link in the chats for SSPI Wise initiatives. We heard the message about volunteering. Do volunteer to get involved with SSPI Wise. Women need to be engaged with space. This is the kind of thing that can happen when we're involved. So let's make it happen and have a great and wonderful rest of today.
Woohoo.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.